Vande Mataram, children. Welcome to my YouTube channel that recently have created a new YouTube channel, and all of you have to subscribe first. Okay, so after completion of this video, I will send the link to the groups, and just you go through the groups directly will go for my YouTube channel, and below there will be a subscribe word will be there with the red color, and just you press on that word and it will be a subscribed. Okay, so today we will start the first lesson according to the NCERT syllabus. First chapter will be a nutrition in plant. So first my question is, what exactly the nutrition is? See, the nutrition, the word stands for the process of taking food by organisms and it can be utilized properly is called nutrition. See, I hope that you are understanding nutrition. See that very good example, you just take a human being, for example, us only. As we'll have the food can be converted. Initially the food is in the complex form. We can't convert it. When the food is entered the mouth, it can be a complex form. With the help of saliva will be breaking down, then will be converted as a simple form. So this is a simple first step of the nutrition, but this is a part of life process. See, life process contain more other parts like nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. So these all are there in other chapters. In this whole syllabus only we have respiration, we have transportation and we have excretion also, but the first chapter they have given nutrition in plants. First we will study this. If you understood the whole lesson nutrition in plants, then you can understand respiration, then transportation, then excretion. Okay, these all are linked each other. So my question is that the food is essential for all living organisms. It's my question that food is essential for all living organisms. Yes. See, whether plant is a living organism or non-living organism. Yes, plant is a living organism. Why? Because it has a growth. That is a proof. Okay, it has a growth as we will grow in every day by intake of food. Okay, so in the same way the plants also comes under in living organisms. So you also learnt that carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals are components of food. Where you learnt it, these all you learnt in the 5th standard. Then what do you call these all? Do you remember the word? These carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, these all are the components of food. Then what do you call these components of food? We have one word for that. That is nutrients. Very important. These nutrients are very important for the growth of the plant, not even plant, all living organisms. We must need this in the form of food. Then you can ask me question, which will eat every day the human being like we. The fact whichever in the form of chapati or it is in bread or something else, it's rice, wheat, so many other things. When we'll have it in the form of a food, whether they contain this fat, protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, yes, children, these foods which will will take no that all food containing these all basic food components. We can call them as a nutrients. Are you understanding? So these are the basic thing which plant needs to grow. So what is the nutrition? Nutrition is nothing but taking food into the body by organisms, and it should be properly utilized, is called nutrition. By this statement you can understand that all living organisms require food, isn't it? All living organisms require food or not? Yes, 100%. Living organisms means they must need food. Why? My question is why? Because to survive, to do some activity, for sleeping, for running, for jogging, isn't it? For reading, to do any more activities, not only one activity, for more activities. Okay, so in this way plant can make food for themselves, but animals including humans will not prepare food for themselves. Are you understanding my point? That I want to differentiate here. There will be some that will be some point will be there here. That point is differentiating the plants and some other animals. See, you know that you learned in the 6th standard that, and 5th standard also, that plants will prepare their own food. Will you agree? Yes. Will you agree that animals will also prepare their own food? My question is that, for example, see that we will also prepare our own food now. So everybody, that is, you have your mother, she will prepare the food in the morning and she will come fill it in the your tiffin boxes, and you will bring it to the school and you will have it in the form of a lunch at by 1:30 something, that time, that period, and morning also. So this mother also preparing food, no? And means we also comes under in autotrophs? No, that is not preparation of a food. The preparation of food by plants for themselves is called autotropism. Are you getting my point? Autotropism. So here we can divide the organisms which can prepare their own food, we can call them as autotrophs. The organisms which will not prepare their own food, which will depending on other organisms, we can call them as heterotrophs. Are you getting my point? Yes. See, then we'll move to the first slide. Okay, we'll move to the first slide. Why these nutrients are important? Why these nutrients are important? See here, guys, the nutrients are very important for living organisms to build their bodies. Nothing but to build their bodies, nothing, the building body is nothing, the bodybuilders will be there, no, it's not like that. Okay, building bodies means to growth, the internal growth of the plant, the living organisms like a plant, to build not only for autotrophs or it is heterotrophs. So to building, when you will have the food, the body will start growing internally. Got my point? See, second one, to grow. This is nothing but it's a physical matter. To grow means in the form of height. Are you getting my point? In the form of height. For example, you learned this one, the seed germination. When you will put a small seed, quality of a small seed into the mud or in the quality of a soil, after 3 days or 4 days, if the required amount of, that is, weather condition, temperature, proper amount of water, nutrients, all will be available for the seed, then it will start germinating. After 3 to 4 days you can be able to see a small, that is sapling. Got my point? We discussed this one, that is we had discussed this one in the 5th standard about seed germination. So the small sapling, after a month you can able to see with the small plant will be a grown like a bigger one. So there will be a differences you can able to see. Okay, so that there will be a difference in the height. So this is nothing but to grow, very important. These nutrients are very important for the proper growth in the form of physical matter. Okay, to repair the damaged parts of their bodies. This point is very important. To repair the damaged parts of their body. Suppose, see, you know that is every year will held Sangha sports and you will participate, and internally also the inter-house competition also will held in our school, and you all will participate in those sports. For example, running, whether it is will be kabaddi or some other personal games, okay, indoor games like that. So for example, if you are running, so if you are running in a 100-meter or 200-meter sprint, suppose you will fall down, then the upper part of your skin will remove some parts in the, whether it will be in the leg part or it will be in the hand part. Okay, so then will you get the skin again after some days, or it will be like that only? No, isn't it? You will get again skin on that part where the skin removed. Then how will you getting that skin again and again? Because by these nutrients. Are you getting my point? So I hope that you've cleared, this point is clear. Okay, next one, to provide energy to carry out life processes. See that when I started this lesson I explained you life process. The life process is not involved this nutrition part. This life process involved nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. I will come back to you definitely that respiration, transportation, excretion, all these 3 terms when I will start with respiration chapter. Okay, now you just understand what exactly the nutrition and what are nutrients, how these are important in our life and also for the growth of the plant. We are discussing here 2 terms we discussed also, that is autotrophs and heterotrophs. Shall we recall that? What exactly the autotrophs and the heterotrophs? The organisms which can prepare their own food, we can call them as autotrophs. The organisms which will not prepare their own food and which will depending on other food for their nutrition, we can call them as heterotrophs. And one thing, I will give example for the autotrophs. Plants are the good examples, but not all plants. Please keep in mind, but not all plants. Some plants are there, will behave like a heterotrophs. See, for example, insectivorous plant is there. One kind of a insectivorous plant. For a very good example for the insectivorous plant is pitcher plant. You heard this word in the 6th standard, I hope so. This pitcher plant will behave like a heterotroph. Why? Because initially the pitcher plant will depending on insects for to fulfill their food requirement in the form of nitrogen. Are you getting my point? I will come back to you when I will discuss this insectivorous plant. No, I will come back to you and just to recall here. Okay, are you understanding? Okay, we'll move to the next slide. See here, we discussed these 2 points, that is heterotrophs, autotrophs. Okay, then what are the examples for the heterotrophs? Examples for the heterotrophs are human beings is the first example, then all animals, all animals like dog, okay, like dog, goat, cat. And you heard that is the amoeba, the name amoeba. See, it's very a single cell animal. It is a single cell organism. It's a microorganism. We can't see with our naked eyes, that much very small it is. You can able to see by using the microscope only. Okay, I will come back to when we'll discuss this in the nutrition in amoeba. That time we will explain it. This the nutrition in amoeba, it is in the another chapter, that is nutrition in plants. That time I will discuss with. Okay, just to, these are the examples. Which are those examples? The human beings, all animals like cow, goat, dog, cat. These are the examples. So we'll go for the next slide. See, very important that photosynthesis process. Very important it is. You are learning this photosynthesis process still from 3rd standard, I hope so. Isn't it? Still from 3rd standard. And it will be continued for up 8th to 8th also, and in 10th also. Okay. See, photosynthesis process. See, just recall that which you learnt in the previous year, that is in 6th standard, or whether it will be in the 5th standard, or whether it will be in the lower standard. See, my question is, what exactly the photosynthesis is? So all of you know, I hope so. That is, photosynthesis is the process by which plants prepare their own food by using sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll. Are you getting my point? What is photosynthesis process? Plants prepare their own food by utilizing sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll. Will prepare its own food in the form of carbohydrates. That carbohydrate we discussed. What carbohydrate stands for? It is a nutrient. That carbohydrate will be prepared in the part of leaf. Are you getting my point? Where the photosynthesis process will takes place in the part of the plant, it is will takes place in the part of the leaf. That is a part, that is plant part. The photosynthesis process will takes place in the part of leaf. Are you getting my point? Not any other parts. Will help, definitely. The photosynthesis process for this will help by roots and will be help by its stem also. But the process will takes place only in case of leaf. That is also in the lower part of the leaf. Are you getting my point? In the lower part of the leaf, that is lower surface. If you divide the leaf as upper surface and lower surface will be the below part. Opposite part of the upper surface will be below, that is lower surface. Are you getting my point? Yes. See, photosynthesis takes place in the leaves that we discussed. Sunlight is obtained from the sun. That is the one resource we have. All living organisms must need sunlight. Okay. Water is absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves. How water will be supplied to the parts of the body of a plant? That is with the help of the roots. And you heard that is xylem and phloem vessels. These xylem and phloem vessels will help to transport the food materials and minerals to each part of the body of a plant. So I will come back to you afterwards. What are the xylems and what are the phloems in the next lesson. Carbon dioxide is taken from the air through the small pores in the leaves called stomata. That is very important. That is what the next point we have to discuss is. That is stomata. I will come back to you what exactly stoma. Stoma is a singular form and the stomata is a plural form. Okay. Stoma is a single word. It is single form. So understood what are the basic things required for the photosynthesis process. Sunlight it required, chlorophyll it required, carbon dioxide it required, and water also it required. if any one out of these basic things, if it is missed, then there will be no photosynthesis process. Are you getting my point? There is no photosynthesis process. Can you imagine without sun? Can you survive without sun? If, for example, just imagine that if there is a no sun, if there is a no sunrise, then will you imagine your life? We can't imagine. So suppose if there is no sun also, will you survive? No, because plants need sources of sun, that is the rays of sun, to prepare its food. And we, the heterotrophs, all human beings and all some animals, all are comes under heterotrophs. We will not prepare our food. We are directly, or it is we are indirectly, we are depending on the plants. If there is no plants, then how will you get a food? So this is the question. That's why its basic things are very important to prepare the food, that is chlorophyll and sunlight, carbon dioxide and water. These are the basic things required to carry out photosynthesis process. Okay, then where the photosynthesis process takes place? It is in the part of leaf that we discussed. See, my question is that next part, that what I'm going to discuss, that is about stomata. Very important. That is, see here, where will be the stoma present? That stomata present. That is in the part of leaf. In the part of leaf. See here, if you cut a leaf cross section wise, then that will be looks like this. Can you see this? That will be looks like this. See, I will show you. See, if when you, it will be a cut part. It will be a cut part of a cross section, cut part of a leaf it is. See, that will be divided as upper epidermis and lower epidermis. Can you see here stomata? This stoma is a single, that is singular. For stomata will be the plural. There is stoma. There is a small hole between two parts here. That is, we can say them as a guard cell. We can say them as a guard cell. See, this stomata, these guard cells, the chloroplast, these are the three important words play a role in the photosynthesis process. Where will be the stomata? Stomata will be in the part of leaf, that will be also in the lower part of the leaf. If you cut a leaf cross section wise, then it will be looks like this. And if you divide this cross section, it will be upper part. Which will be upper part? This will be upper part, and this will be a lower part, and this a small hole, and this a small hole, we can say that is a stoma. It is a stoma. Are you getting my point? Then where will be the guard cells? These are the guard cells. Can you see these? This one, these 2 points. Are you getting my point? See, these two are the guard cells. They are bean like a structure. Are you getting my point? They are a bean like a structure. So where will be stomata then? Then stomata will be the not in the upper part, it will be looks in the lower part of the epidermis of a leaf. Are you getting my point? It is, you can't able to see in the upper part here. Can you see here? No. You can able to see only in the lower epidermis. Lower epidermis. So here see, come back to here. Are you understanding this? These two parts are, we can call them as guard cells. Okay, the point which is there here, middle point, this will be a, that is stoma. Got my point? Then what is the function of stoma? What is the function of stoma? The function of stoma is diffusion. The function of stoma is diffusion. This is a new word for you guys. I hope so. That is diffusion. The diffusion is the process of exchanging of the gases from higher concentration level to the lower concentration level. Are you getting my point? What exactly the diffusion is? Diffusion stands for or defined as exchanging of the gases, whether it will be in the form of carbon dioxide or it is a oxygen. The exchanging of these two gases from higher level concentration towards the lower level concentration is called diffusion. Are you understanding? Yes. So the function of stomata is nothing but to transfer, that is will help to transfer or exchange the gases from outer atmosphere towards or into the this, that is cell. We can say that is a into the cell or into the part of the body or into the leaf part, or the prepared carbon dioxide inside the leaf part will to remove it. Are you getting my point? So you know that is the plants required carbon dioxide, means where will be the carbon dioxide? Will be in the outside atmosphere. If it is in the outside atmosphere, we'll take it the carbon dioxide through these small holes like or pores, we can say that is the stoma or stomata. We'll take it and with the help of the its xylem vessels will minerals and water will be transported towards the leaf, and all these where they will be meet, and with the help of the sunlight and chlorophyll, which is the chlorophyll is present in the chloroplast, the chloroplast present in the guard cells. So these, when all the basic requirements all meet together, there will be a process called photosynthesis will takes place, and by this they will start preparing their own food in the form of carbohydrates. Also we can say that is a glucose. The prepared food in the form of glucose, I told, that will be in the form of glucose, carbohydrates also we can say, and all prepared food will not be utilized by the leaf. Only 20 to 25% it will be utilized to survive and for the growth, and the 75% or 70 to 75% of the that carbohydrates will keep it for the future growth. Got my point? That will be in the form of a starch. I will come back to you what the difference between this that is glucose and starch. Okay, there is no much difference between the glucose and the starch. I will come back to afterwards. Are you understanding? See, you are not understanding that. See, where there will be, if you see this, where there will be these chloroplast. The chloroplast I told that is in guard cells. See, can you see this? I will make little bit zoom this. See, these are the guard cells. I will show here. Are you see this? So we discussed that is these are the guard cells. This is called stoma, where it will help in the exchanging of the gases, carbon dioxide from the outside, oxygen from the inside. So this guard cells will help to exchanging of the gases through this stoma hole. Okay, so here it will be like that is whenever there will be a heavy amount of water will be there availability, that time it will open, it will absorb the water. When there will be a dry conditions, that time it will be a relaxed position, means that will be not opened. Are you getting my point? See here, in these guard cells there will be a structure called chloroplast. Structure called chloroplast. For example, I will show here. These are called chloro CHLOROPLAST, chloroplasts. In this chloroplast, chlorophyll will be present. It's green pigment, we can say. This green pigment will play a vital role in the process of photosynthesis. Very important it is. Chlorophyll, we word again and again we are using. What exactly is chlorophyll? It's a green colored photosynthetic pigment found in the chloroplast of a plant that is responsible for trapping solar energy. Are you getting my point? Where there will be a chlorophyll, what is the function of the chlorophyll? Where it will be present? The chlorophyll present in the part of chloroplast which is responsible for to trap solar energy from the sun. Are you getting my point? Because photosynthesis process we need sunlight. Then which part of the leaf will absorb the solar energy? That will be a chlorophyll, the green pigment. Which is, where is the place of this chlorophyll? In the chloroplast. Where is the place of the chloroplast? In the guard cells. Where is the place of the guard cell? In the cross section leaf. It will be in the lower position of the leaf, that is in the lower epidermis. Are you getting my point? The whole process will take place in the lower epidermis. Okay, yes, we'll move to the next slide. We'll move to the next slide. Can you see here? These are these parts are, these all are guard cells only. This one, these all are guard cells. The stoma can be here. They are showing you the stoma. They're showing the stoma here. Can you see this part? Okay, leave it. We'll move to the next slide. See this equation. You learned this one in the 5th standard only, I hope. Okay, see this, how the carbohydrates will be prepared with the help of this photosynthesis process. That will be carbon dioxide plus water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. They will prepare their own food in the form of carbohydrates. At the same time, it releases the oxygen. Is that important? Oxygen is important for us? Yes, 100%. Without oxygen, we can't survive. So this is the relation between the plants and human beings. Okay. So if they can't take carbon dioxide to prepare their food, and we can't survive, isn't it? It's a give and take relation between the plants and human being. See, chlorophyll uses the energy from sunlight to prepare food by using water and carbon dioxide. The food prepared is carbohydrates in the form of glucose. Also, I told that is a starch, which is then converted into starch. During photosynthesis, oxygen is released. See, you can see this. You can see this equation. Carbon dioxide, we are representing the molecule, that is carbon dioxide. It's a molecular formula. It's a formula. Water as H2O. You know this. Okay. Leave it. I will come back to that is chlorophyll. It's a green pigment. Green pigment. So carbohydrate in the form of a glucose. Then after it's converted as starch. See, what is the formula of carbohydrate? That is starch. Glucose, C6H12O6. What is the formula of oxygen? That will be O2. It is in the form of a non-metal, that is a oxygen. Okay, these carbohydrates, by using this formula in the upper class you will learn everything. You don't know about these formulas at all. So the carbohydrates are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So I will come back to in the upper classes. You will know very well afterwards when you will matured, after maturity in the 7th standard, then definitely will understand that what these carbohydrates are made of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, how they made. Okay, everything will explain in the upper classes like 8th standard. Okay, we'll move to the next. Synthesis of protein, it's very important. Synthesis of protein, that we discussed first only. Nutrients, so proteins also part of nutrients. These plants must require proteins in the form of nitrogen. That you ever heard nitrogen is in the form of that is gas, solid or liquid? This nitrogen is there in the form of gas. It's abundantly 70 to 75% available in the atmosphere. Are you getting my point? It's a 70 to 75% is there in the atmosphere in the form of gas, but will not be consumed by the plants. Are you getting my point? That should be the nitrogen which is there in the form of gas, that should be converted in the form of nitrates. Then who will do that? Which organism will do that function, will convert nitrogen into nitrates, phosphorus to phosphates, potassium to phosphate, that is phosphorus to phosphates, nitrogen to nitrates. So that will be done by the organism called bacteria. The name of the bacteria, Rhizobium bacteria. Then where it will be present? Whether it will be useful? Yes, 100% it is useful bacteria which is present at the root part of the plant. They are present in the root part. There will be a word called symbiotic. There will be a word called symbiotic. What is the meaning of this symbiotic or symbiosis process? Is nothing but the plants, some of the plants will not able to take that nitrates directly. That should be need in the soluble form. So these rhizobium bacteria will convert that nitrates into soluble form with the help of the water. With the help of the xylem vessel, that rhizobium bacteria will pass that soluble form of nitrates to the all parts of the plant, that is the leaf part. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Yes, that is nothing but proteins. That's why proteins are very much important, will play very important role in the growth of the plant. That will help in the proper maintaining of the body. That is a body building vision. Initially we discussed why that is nutrients are very important, why this nutrition is important. That is building body of the growth, that is a plant body. It's very important. You understood? Where there will be rhizobium bacteria will be present in the root part of the plant, these rhizobium bacteria. And who gave the shelter for that? That will be a plant, will be plants like leguminous plants. We'll come back to so many plants are there, leguminous plants like beans. Okay, like beans, like gram plants, that is a green gram, yellow gram plants, you heard, no? So those grams we can call them as a leguminous plants. So those are rich nutrients. Those are rich nutrients of these nitrates, that is a nitrogen. They contain rich nutrients. So there is no need to extra fertilizers to be supplied to those plants, leguminous plants. So already they have much of nutrients in the form of proteins. Are you getting my point? That is bacteria will play very important role here. That is plant gives shelter for it on its root, and that will be convert that nitrogen into nitrates, and in the form of solubility that will convert that nitrates into soluble form, will mix with the water with the help of the xylem vessels, that will be moved to the all parts of the body of a plant. In this way this will work. So in return the bacteria, depending on that plant, there will be some relation between that plant and this bacteria. This we can say that is a symbiotic relation. There will be a relation between that plant and this bacteria. The plant will give the shelter and food for this. In return, that will convert that nitrate into solubility, that soluble form, and again it will transfer that solubility form of nitrates in with the help of the xylem muscle to all parts of the body. That will helping it. So it is giving the food and shelter for that. In return, that rhizobium bacteria will transferring that food, that nitrates, that proteins, that nutrients. Are you getting my point? So in this way, this whole photosynthesis process will work. And remaining parts of this lesson, we have so many slides we have, and I will come back with the remaining syllabus with another slides in next session. So when I started this lesson, I informed one thing, that whenever you will go for, that is when you will click on the link, directly will go for my YouTube channel. The name of the YouTube channel is RSK Competitive World. That is RSK, nothing but Ravi Kumar S. Koppar. Ravi Kumar S. Koppar. That is, in short I wrote, that is RSK Competitive World. That when you will click on the link, you will directly go to the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, and what you have to do, the first thing, that is you have to subscribe, which is there in the red word below, subscribe, SUCRIBE. Just press on it, okay? Then completely you just watch this video completely, and wherever you will stuck, that you just note it. If you have any doubts, write in one book, okay? Don't drop in a group, okay? You can write that doubts, whatever you have, problems, that all you write in the take one notebook for that separately. I can make one notebook for that, rough notebook, and you just write all those points, whichever you not understood. Then whenever it will be face to face classes will be starting, that time I will explain again, okay? So I wish good luck, okay? Keep watching all my videos, and you just transfer these videos. You can forward these videos to your colleagues also, which are there in other cities like Bangalore, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, like that, okay? Transfer, which are studying in 8th, 7th, 6th standard, will helpful for them also, okay? And tell them to subscribe it. Thank you very much.